thanks so much for being here. My name is Kat and I make houseplant videos here on Good and Planty. If you just want to absolutely love this video, please consider liking it, commenting, subscribing, or follow me on Instagram. All of these things help me grow my channel like a plant. Okay, Valentine's Day is almost here and I love Valentine's Day. So I'm coming to you with a super unoriginal idea, and that is houseplants that I love. So most of these are very sentimental. Some are just because I love them, and I wanted to share that today. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, starting off, he looks a little funny, but we love him. This is the oldest plant in my collection. It is a cactus, and I have had this plant for years, since high school. I am a few years out of college now, and it has been with me in my high school room, all of my college dorms, my first apartment, my second apartment, and now my third apartment. It has been with me through the ups and downs of everything you could possibly imagine. She is here with us today, or he. I don't know what vibe they're giving me. There he is. So cute. And you might be wondering what is happening up here, and I will tell you. It was growing very weird. I've had a lot of learning to do with this plant, because obviously when you get a cactus, you're like, oh, I don't have to do anything. It can handle a low light corner and I don't have to water it that much. And so that I did throughout all of that moving. It turned into a very wonky growth pattern. The weight distribution was so off, it was about to fall over. So without really knowing what I was doing, I propagated it up top. And I do have the propagation up there. I don't really know what's going on with it, to be honest. Then it came back with this growth first, and now it's doing this little bunny ear thing. It also looks like something else a little bit. Ha ha ha. But to me, I'm just gonna say it looks like little bunny ears that are kind of deformed. Yeah, this plant just represents a lot of learning for me, also a lot of passion, and the fact that I have one of the first plants like ever within my life still with me today just means so much. So this is a plant that I would like literally, I don't talk about it a lot because there's not much to talk about, but it means the world to me, and it would be one of the plants I would save in a fire if I could. Love her. Okay, moving on. Let's do a non-sentimental plant. Of course, we need to have a Hoya in the mix. So this is Hoya burtoniae. How can you not love her? This is actually a Hoya that almost all of my Hoyas were gifted to me in one way or another. So this is another Hoya that I didn't go out and purchase, but was sent to me, and I had to learn about her as I went. I kind of overlooked this one, I will confess, through all of my Hoya. There's no variegation or bold colors or anything. It just has a little bit of pubescence on, which means just that it's a little fuzzy. My friend Jess taught me that. I don't know if they're watching, but anyway. I kind of overlooked this plant, and then last Friday when I was filming my recent vlog, I didn't film this, but I ended up actually repotting her from a plastic cup into this little mini pot. And this combo just really awoke something in me, and I love her in this little setup. She is just the cutest little thing. I don't know, I think it just goes to show you that sometimes a pot can really change a lot and create a certain appreciation for the plant inside of it. That's what's going on with her. I give her a very chunky mix. There's a super chunky mix in this, but it's also terracotta. I know it can get controversial to pot up a Hoya in terracotta because the roots grow into the porous material, whatever. I did it, I do it, it happens. Yeah, I'm just like really happy. I think once she starts winding down too, it's gonna be super cute. And I have this little wooden coaster that I keep her on like so. It just makes me so happy. I love a little baby plant. And also super easy care. When I tell you I've neglected that cutting for so long, I just drench it every once in a while in an airy mix, and everyone is happy. Next we have, and you might be surprised actually that this is in here. I love my monstera siltepecana. A, because of how beautiful she is. Hello. Look at these leaves. B, because she is very chill, easy to care for. What I particularly like about the monstera siltepecana is that it is fairly vocal. When she's thirsty, she has no problem showing it in her vines and her leaves. They'll droop fairly quickly. While she does appreciate a little bit more water than some of my other plants, similar to a Scindapsus pictus. Handles, I would say, pretty indirect bright light. I wouldn't say low light by any means, especially if you want to keep this little glamorous silver going on, but is a pretty flexible plant. And then, of course, the number one reason why I love this plant is because it's actually a mix of cuttings from two different friends. So thank you to Jenna and O'Neill for these cuttings. They are stunning and kind of thriving. We're working on it. This is obviously where the light is coming in. I don't know, there's something very special about having propagations from friends in your collection and then seeing them kind of grow and thrive. All of my plants that have come from others and their generosity and their love means the world to me. I just kind of picked this one specifically because it incorporates two friends from two very separate occasions and swaps. That just makes me happy to see them growing all together in one happy little pot. Love her. Next plant, I'm going to warn you, has a sad-ish background as to why it means so much to me, but most of you, if you watch my videos a lot, already probably know where I'm going with this. This plant makes me really, really happy, and that is my Dracaena marginata. I have been talking a lot more about her recently. I'm happy to be finally doing that. I kind of let her sit in the background for a while without really giving her a spotlight. So if you haven't seen my recent Dracaena care video, I highly recommend checking it out. The feedback has been positive and that it's helpful, so I'll say that. As you'll see in the care video, this plant is very resilient and flexible. That is a super common theme for plants that I will say I enjoy and love having in my home. I live a very unpredictable life. I will leave for weeks at a time sometimes, and I need plants who are understanding of that. They know I love them and I take care of them the best that I can, but I really need resilient and flexible plants, and this is another prime example of that. I also do love that pinkish little tone that she has on the edges. I've also talked about Dracaena because I do think that they are in for 2023. I also said that last year, and I think that they're only growing in popularity. This is a smaller Dracaena, obviously, but the bigger tree-like ones that grow in all of these wonky, crazy ways, I think are gaining a lot of traction and make a home very interesting and jungle-like while still being minimal and clean. And I think that's pretty popular right now. Now, the backstory for this plant and why I love her so much. Again, this is another plant I would totally grab in a fire situation. I think that's like a common theme in plant collectors' lives. Everyone's like, what are the plants you would grab in a fire? This is one of them. I had a childhood dog named Lucky, and he was a Maltese. And he was not the nicest pup around. Nobody really liked him that much. But me and him, we got each other. We were besties. We love each other. He lived a very long life. When he passed, I was understandably very upset. My coworkers, I don't love that job. I don't really talk about that job, but I did have some very sweet coworkers, and they brought me this plant kind of in his honor to make me feel better. I kept this plant in the office for a few months because I felt like they gave it to me in the office, I'll keep it in the office. And this poor baby got so neglected. It had two other like trunks in here that died off, and I said, enough is enough. I would love to have a plant in my windowless cubicle, but that is clearly not working. I'm gonna take her home. So it was me on the subway with her, just like this. And of course, it's one of the most inconvenient plants to bring on the subway because it's not compact. But we made the journey across Philadelphia. We started with some rehab, and now she is a very thrivey plant. I've had her for a few years now, and she's just happy. She's very easygoing. It's a little nod to Lucky, my beloved little freak dog that is just perfect. He was perfect. We love her. Lucky was totally, I don't know some of you guys might get me, but those little TikToks and Twitter jokes about that rabid little tiny dog that is clearly unfriendly, and then the owner's like, oh, don't worry about him, he's nice, he's sweet, and then he like bites you or something. That was lucky, but what are you gonna do? Okay, the last plant I want to talk about today is purely out of houseplant love and admiration, and you guessed it, it's my syngonium batik. She just, I love you. I love this plant. And I know it's only 2 leaves. She's a little, first of all, syngonium just don't do that well in my apartment. Unfortunately for me, syngonium is one of my favorite genus, if not my favorite genus. It kills me that they don't really do well in my apartment. I think it's a combination of the lighting and also the dry air. There's ways around it, but I just know syngonium are better off not in this apartment. However, this particular syngonium I keep under a cloche, my favorite. It really preserves the air and moisture around her, which has helped, but she's still, she's a baby. This plant is one of my favorites, not only because it's so stunning, and it is, I would say, a rarer plant, but yeah, that's cool, that's great. But I think this plant meant a lot to me because it was on my wish list for so long, and I never thought that I would be able to get her. Yeah, we have wish lists, but there's always those plants on that wish list where you're like, I don't think I'll ever be able to get it, whatever. And then you get it, and it's everything you hoped for, and it just means a little extra to you. Like, you don't take it for granted. That is exactly this plant for me. It means a lot to me to have this plant in my little home. It literally looks like this plant was struck by lightning, and I love it. And it is different from a white butterfly syngonium. Okay, it is. It's way more pronounced. She's looking a little funny. I hope we're okay. But anyway, those are 5 plants that I absolutely love. I kind of also wanted to take a moment to just give my love and appreciation to houseplants and nature. I have been doing a lot more reading about, you know, the great outdoors and nature in general, and there's just so much to be appreciative and thankful for and curious about. I wanted to take a moment for us all watching this video to just, you know, love Mother Nature for a second and be kind to her. I also want to give a huge I love you and thank you to all of you for continuing to support Good and Planty. I would be absolutely nowhere and nothing without you guys. So thank you for the continuous support and love. It means a lot to me that you guys trust me on your plant journey, and we learn together, we ask questions, we are truly a community, and I see that sometimes in the comment section. It makes me really happy. So I just wanted to end this video on a corny little I love you note. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day if it's something you celebrate. I'm a single girl, still gonna be celebrating. It is what it is. Thank you all so much once again. Follow, like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!